Welcome to the MIB podcast, where we help you chase your dreams side by side. And now, your hosts, Mike and Talia Osborne.
Hola!
What's up? This is Mike.
And Talia.
You're listening to the MIB podcast.
MIB.
MIB, what's up? Hope everybody's having a good day. We're coming from a nice and cold, what do you call it? Snowy Bath, Maine today. Got about a foot of snow yesterday.
And then we got a nice little layer of ice covering the snow.
Yeah, freezing snow. Freezing rain. Freezing snow. It's freezing outside. So, yeah, that's my world. Hope you guys are having a great day, a great week.
It was nice and sunny wherever you're at.
Yeah, I hope it's very nice and sunny. Hopefully you're in Florida or Bahamas or somewhere nice listening to this today. And we're excited to share with you. It's episode 4 today, and our title is
Married and in Business with No Money.
No money, no moolah, no cash.
You know, I know some people may be wondering, like, I'm really interested in starting a business, but how do I start a business when I have no money?
Yeah, that's one of the key things you need to do anything in life. Basically, you need money.
Yeah, and sometimes lots of it. But in today's episode, we'll give you a couple of tips to get started when you have no money. But first, we want to make sure that you guys know to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/MIB podcast. Or you can also contact us via our email, which is info@themibpodcast.com.
Website's obviously themibpodcast.com. Hit us up. We'd love to hear from you guys, and hope you guys are enjoying what's going on. So I guess today we're going to start first with our perspective from, being married. No singles, don't tune out. We want to you guys to listen too, because maybe one day you might want to be married, and these will give you the heads up, the head start, if you will, on doing things right. So,
and actually some of our tips you can use as a single person as well. So, but like you said, this is our perspective because we are married. So, starting a marriage can be really tough because you have all these things, all these lives coming together. And so you have to figure out how to make that all mesh. You have different backgrounds, different religions, different upbringings. And so that can all be tough enough. But then you think you're going to go into marriage and you're going to double your income because now you have 2 incomes, which is wonderful. But dun, 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 sometimes you find out that all you did was double your debt. And the income that you had didn't go as far. So single, sometimes you might not have the money to get started because you have your own debt to deal with. So we just want to give you some hints of advice of things maybe not to do to start a new business or a new business venture or to get the capital to get started.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people say that the average wedding costs over $30,000. And, I thought I did pretty good because I think ours cost about, $12,000, something like that. And we did it all by ourselves. But then I forgot that when I said I do, that meant I will pay all of Talia's student loans. Which was like $30,000 or something at the time.
Yep.
So really that wedding cost me over 40-something thousand. So I really got screwed there. But yeah, everybody's like, oh, dang on, I didn't realize that. Yeah, you're right. Just a piece cost me $80,000. Didn't realize it. But yeah, so we're going to give you our perspective, and we're going to give you from our experience. We're really going to share some, stuff that you're going to say, gosh, you guys are a bunch of idiots. And yeah, maybe we are, but we're hopefully idiots for your benefit. Not anymore. Pretty smart
and
now.
We learned. So that makes us not idiots because we actually learn from our mistakes.
Yeah. So first we're going to start with, we want you to know right off the bat what not to do when starting your own business, or at least getting the capital to start your own business, right? First things first, don't follow your great aunts, sisters, cousins, mothers, brothers' opinions on how to start a business when they have no business, right? A lot of people would love to give you their 2 cents on everything they want to do in life, or, whatever advice they want to give you on whatever problems you have. But guess what? They don't have the problem. So they really shouldn't have an opinion. So first things first, there's a bunch of different ways right out of the way to get your money or get money to start up. Loan. Oh yeah. Second mortgage, third mortgage, fourth mortgage, all that crap. Homes, the homes are going up in value all the time, right? Yeah, that's a lie. Credit cards, payday loans, borrow from friends and family, etc. Yeah, we can probably talk to you about most of these things, but why don't we talk about the main ones? Credit cards. Everybody says, hey, get you have a credit card, take $500, $1,000, 20 grand, whatever, start your own business. It's low interest. The key word's interest. It means you're going to be paying on it all the time. It's going to own you forever. And a book that I read says the borrower is slave to the lender. That doesn't sound good.
That basically means you're working for free.
Yeah, exactly.
And no one likes to work for free.
Yeah, I hated to think about me dying, and what it says on my tombstone is Mike Osborne paid Visa on time. Worked for Visa until he was 99. That's not what I want. And I don't want that for you guys. So I don't. Well, me and Talia both, we don't believe in debt. Please, please, please learn from our experience, and you'll hear about a lot of them. And don't go into credit card debt.
We actually, if you listen to podcast 2 and 3, we actually talk about our story and kind of how we used our credit card because we got points. We were so excited. We got points.
Oh, no, it's percent back.
Oh, percent back. Either way, you might get points. You might get airline miles. You might get a percent back. But
free
either
gas.
way, it all sounds great. And it never ends up being that much because you have to spend so much to get those points.
Yeah.
And so we were excited because we would get these, percents back. And then what happened when our business got shut down and we could no longer pay our credit card off, because that's what we were doing. We were buying and putting it on our credit card, and then we were paying it right off because that was the smart thing to do.
Yeah, we're maxing out. Every month we get $150, whatever, of quote unquote free money because we'd max out a credit card and pay it off, max it out, pay it off.
Yep. And so we got all this free money, quote unquote, free money. And we were so excited. And then our business got shut down.
Yeah, it only cost us $100,000 to get $1,500 for free. What a freaking deal, And it's laughable, but that's what people do all the time. So we're really, adamant about that. Do not take credit card debt. Do not take on debt. Yeah. Payday loans is another one. I mean, I won't go into the situation what we're in because I really don't even remember why. But I know we were destitute. We needed money. We had a couple kids at the time, so we got a payday loan. Really, the dumbest decision we've ever made. Literally. Going to a friend or family member would have made more sense at, like I said, a last resort, because we really were at the last resort right there. But I think it cost us $5,500 over a year for a $2,000 loan. So can you imagine having to pay $5,500 back on a $2,000 loan? And you know what? I do hate their business, but I won't. It's not their fault. Literally, they have the money; they're willing to loan it to you, and you accepted those terms, which
crazy terms.
From our experience, let us be the idiots and learn from us. Don't do it. Please, please, please don't do it. Second mortgages, all that same thing. You do not want that debt hanging over you, long term when it comes to starting a business. Because I think they say the average business doesn't even make money for like the first 5 years. 95% of them don't.
I wonder if that's because of all the money they borrowed.
Yeah, it's all the money, yeah. So if you just think about it. If you're $250,000 in debt to start a company, when do you ever make a profit? You have to make over $250,000 plus to make a profit. I mean, that's not, and that's not $250,000 in sales. That's $250,000 in profit, which is a lot different, as you'll learn from, as you go on your business career. So yeah, please listen to us, follow our lead. Don't do any of this stuff, right? So just, I won't go any farther.
All right. So, so we told you a little bit about our experience. We told you what not to do.
Don't do it.
So we are more interested in being good stewards of our money, telling our money what to do, because we've learned over time that grownups do what's right and children, they do what feels good. So we don't want to do what feels good. We want to do what produces good. And so there are some very, very simple things that you can do that will help you produce good. So one of the things that Mike and I had to do a while back was that Mike was making all this money as a contractor, and we were out of money all the time, and we couldn't figure it out. So we finally decided to sit down, print out our bank statements, and look at each entry or each debit and figure out where that money was going. What did we find, honey?
I think I think at the time too, it was just me and Talia, and we had 2 kids, but neither of them were like, big yet. So like, I think 4 and 2 or 3 and 1, something like that. And they were literally, I think we spent $1,900 in 1 month eating out.
Yep.
I don't even know how we ate that much food. The funny thing is we were on a diet at the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So how in the world we spent that much money is beyond me, but that's what we did. It was just expenses that you just do, and you don't realize you're even spending the money. So most people think they're broke, but really it's just they're thinking broke. They're spending money on things they don't need and times they don't need them.
Yep.
So you have to think ahead of time, but literally, hey, cut out drinking, $5 a cup of coffee, make your own cup of coffee. Save money when it comes to just simple things. Yes.
If you
Any
drink
vices.
a lot, if you go to the movies all the time, movies nowadays, you can get them almost anywhere for way cheaper than a movie theater.
Yeah.
So, if it's an epic, once in a lifetime, you have to be the first one to see the movie. Okay, maybe do that one, but maybe hold off on the rest of the movies.
Yeah.
There's certain things. So if you go and dive into your own bank statements and figure out what you actually need out of your expenses and what you can cut away, you'll be surprised how much money you can find.
Yeah. I mean, just making your own food obviously is a big thing when it came down to us, but literally making sure you tell every dollar where it goes, be responsible in budgeting your money and just telling what to do. You'll be surprised right away that you're going to give yourself a big raise by doing that. Yeah. And then things won't be so tight. I mean, I remember, a few years back, somebody told me that the average household lost their home through foreclosure by $500 a month, $500 or less. You're wondering, I'm like, geez Louise, that's not that much money. Mm-hmm. We look at it today, it's like, it's a drop in the bucket compared to what, we do in sales and things like that. But, we were those people. We were the ones taking out the payday loans, So literally, don't make it too complicated. Start at the beginning. Start with the basics of literally, I make this much money every month, and here's things I can do to make sure that every dollar stretches, right? Yeah. So, just be careful. Watch out for excess spending on stuff you don't need.
Yep, simple as that. So what do you do after you've done that? Okay, so I've gone through my bank statements. I figured out I spend too much money here. I've cut that. It's only giving me a few dollars, maybe a couple hundred. So the next step is to declutter and de-junk, because your trash is someone else's treasure. So you're going to learn to become a reseller.
Yeah, I think that's the most powerful thing you can do right off the bat of being a beginning of your entrepreneurial journey. I think starting a business, being a reseller will give you a lot of freedom because you'll learn a ton of stuff about all the different platforms and ways you can make money, and it gets you thinking, right? Mm-hmm. That's my thing is, how can I take this object and resell it? But until then, let's talk about, like different ways to, same thing. We still have no money, right? We don't have any money to go out there and buy inventory or buy things to resell. So what do?
We need to figure out where to get the inventory. And it's really, really simple. The first place you're going to look, your house. Yeah. You're going to go in your cabinets that you never go in, that you stuff in, that you never touch. You're going to go in your garage, your attic, all around your house. You're going to look for things like your unopened gifts that you've gotten. Your
wedding gifts.
Yes. Wedding gifts are a big, big thing that you can resell. Workout equipment, fancy china, glasses.
Anything, collectibles, clothing, fancy shoes that you wore once and never wore again. The thing is, a lot of people buy a lot of things with good intentions of using them, but that hot tub, it takes work to maintain it, and you didn't use it but twice. So why don't you sell it? The treadmill, man, that thing's brand new. Not a scratch on it, right? So things like this, they can add up quick, Are you wasting time playing video games? I like video games. I mean, not as much as everybody else, but you know what? I think I'd rather take that, $400 system, get $300 for it in cash. I could start my own business.
Yep.
I mean, really, it's that simple. It's just kind of what you're willing to get rid of, but really what you need to get rid of anyway. It's just taking up space, getting in the way. That's just the truth, right?
And your time. Time is one of the most valuable things we have on this green earth. Yeah. And we waste so much of it with video games and TV and movies and things that don't add value to your life. I'm not saying not to enjoy those things, because Mike and I take our time at night and that's our downtime, our relaxing time. But that's after we put in the work.
Yeah.
So
watching TV. Or no, I mean, well, computer.
Oh yeah, we watch computer.
Netflix and chill.
So
But yeah, get rid of your TV. I mean, I hate you. And everybody's like, oh, I hate your face, but no, seriously, right at the beginning, trade your TV for some books. I mean, how many books do you buy about learning how to do what you want to do, or courses or things like that? Man, trade your TV to invest time into yourself, and earn it back. Eventually earn it back, But yeah, look around your house. You wouldn't believe how much stuff you have that you don't need. And, I think we'll talk about a few things we've sold in the past is like coffee pots. We literally have sold tons of different coffee machines, coffee makers, whatever, and things like that. Bread makers. How many times do you make fresh bread? Most people don't use
like
it.
Twice.
I know. What's other things? I mean, coffee grinders, different. What's the punch bowls with fancy? Oh my gosh, nobody ever uses that crap.
The chocolate fountains.
Oh yeah, the chocolate fondue machine thing, whatever. Yeah, we use that like once at our wedding. Boy, I mean, tons of things right in your kitchen that I guarantee you don't use that you would not believe you could sell and make money from. Old laptops, old things that you think have no value.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, a broken vacuum cleaner.
Old technology
It
or
doesn't matter.
parts of
exactly.
old technology were the things that
So like somebody you have a broken vacuum cleaner. Somehow every house has 3 of them if you've been in it for so long, and you take away one part from it, and people need the bottom part, or they need the hose or the extensions.
The attachment.
These are little things that you would think have no value, but believe it or not, you could take them apart and sell them and make way more that way than the other way around.
Yep.
So yeah, just think about stuff like that. So just first off, look inside your house, declutter, de-junk, find treasure, right?
Yep. And then after you've looked around your own home, the next thing you can do is look at other people's homes. So that meaning you're going to talk to
break in when they're sleeping.
Yes, break into their homes. No, we're kidding. No, what you're going to do is you're going to talk to your family and friends, because a lot of people wish they had time to do yard sales, but they really don't, or they're too lazy to, or they don't care to, but they know that they have junk just laying around their house. And as we said, one person's junk is another person's treasure. So if you just go around to friends and family and just say, hey, I'm getting ready to start a new business, but I just want to get some capital. Do you have anything sitting around your house that you no longer want, need, or use? I'd love to take it off your hands for you. You can even offer them a deal if they don't want to just give it to you. Maybe do a percentage with them. It's all up to you how you make that money.
Yeah, consignment deal.
Yep, consignment. You can also go to yard sales last minute. That's really fun, because what happens when you go to a yard sale last minute?
Yeah, I mean, they don't want the stuff. Like literally, it takes people don't realize how long it takes to put stuff out into the yard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Into your driveway, and then afterwards, that's like torture, especially if it was a long day.
Yep.
Nobody came. They got a bunch of stuff there.
Yep.
I mean, it comes out. I'll give you guys a cool story. One time, Talia was out, and I'll let her finish, but she was out doing some yard sales. I don't know where I was. I think I was working or something like that. And literally, people were literally giving her these diabetic test things.
Yep.
Here, I'll let you tell the story.
Yeah, so I went to this house. It was almost yard sale closing time. And I was just looking around to see what I could find. And I picked up this box, and it happened to be
you had bought a few things anyway.
Yeah, I'd already bought a couple things, and I was getting ready to leave, and they saw me looking at it. It was a diabetic testing kit. There was actually a couple of them, and then a diabetic reader.
Some monitor.
And, some monitor. So I honestly don't know exactly what they were. However, they said, hey, if you want those, you can have them. I'm like, are you sure? They said, yeah. I didn't know what it was worth, but they were brand new in box. So I figured,
you figured just take it. Who
I'll
cares?
take it and I'll figure it out. So I took them, brought them home. We actually listed them on Amazon.
Well, how much were just one of the kits? How much was that worth?
I don't know.
I think it was like 3 of these kits.
Yeah, they're like 200 and something.
Yeah,
each.
But then there's one of the monitor thing that was like $600.
Yep. So we ended up making
way over $1,000.
Bank.
Yeah, way over $1,000 to take someone else's stuff that they did not want.
Yep.
They literally didn't want to deal with it. They don't care. And literally, I'm sure the people will be like, "Daggone, man, I screwed up there," but probably not.
They probably would have just let it sit around their house because they weren't ambitious enough to sell it, or didn't have the time, or didn't care.
So yeah, so literally cleaning up after people's yard sales. Literally, people will give you their stuff because they just don't want to deal with it anymore. So always keep your eyes out for things like that. Obviously, your attics and garages and all that too, of your own stuff. But there's also different ways you can ask people on Facebook for free. If anybody's getting rid of anything, they need help spring cleaning.
Yeah, people post free stuff on Facebook all the time.
Yeah, and Craigslist too. We're not big on Craigslist, obviously, because we're in Maine. It's a little bit different, but I want everybody to be safe, and I feel like Craigslist kind of shady. But that being said, use it for yard sales and things like that as well. But or one thing we didn't have written down here, but furniture. People are really good at repurposing furniture for either different uses or just refacing it.
Mm-hmm.
And Talia is really good at this. She does it for a lot of things we had around the house here in Maine. She went to Goodwills and things like that, took a really rough looking cabinet, turned it into something really pretty. Now it's in our kitchen. It cost $5 worth of paint, whatever, and $15, and now we had something that she could probably sell for $200, $300. So different things like that are real easy, quick ways and fun ways to make extra money, right?
Yep.
So after you have this stuff now, I guess we'll go ahead and lead into where do you sell it, because what are you supposed to do? So, we're going to talk about 3 different platforms that you can use, Amazon.com, eBay.com, and local selling options, which we'll go into a bunch of those at the end. But I guess we'll talk about Amazon first.
So Amazon's very simple. When you open a merchant selling account, it's very simple, and eBay is very similar. I think the main difference between the two is that Amazon takes a 15% cut and eBay takes a 10% cut.
Usually on both of those. Yeah,
it depends sometimes on the category, but that's the usual. So all you're going to do is list your item, ship your item once it sells, and then you get paid.
Amazon, though, I do believe you have to put in a a business ID or whatever, tax information ID, whatever, within the first 30 days.
Yeah.
eBay, you do not upfront, as far as I know. I mean, unless somehow I've been using it for years and all of a sudden I'm doing it wrong. But yeah, so that is something to think about. You have to have a tax license to sell through Amazon. Eventually, at least 30 days. They give you a 30-day window, right?
Yeah.
At least it was a couple of years ago when we started. So just think about that at first. But they're both very similar. People don't think of Amazon like an eBay, but really that's what it is. It's literally, I have something to sell. I can put it up for sale, in front of all the eyeballs on Amazon.com, and hopefully it will sell. And when it does sell, I get a little notification. I pack it, I put it in the mail, and boom, it's off, right?
Yep. And so one of the big things, though, with Amazon is that you do need to check the category. And you do need to check to make sure that you can sell that product, that specific product, in used or any condition. So there's different apps that you can use out there. But it's, like I said, it's very simple to list your item, sell it, ship it, pack it, and then get paid.
Yeah, and they pay every couple of weeks. Amazon.com will do a direct deposit, if you will, into whatever account you have, set up into there.
Yep.
eBay, you will use PayPal. You have to have a PayPal account, and there will be some issues, or not issues, more or less. There could be obstacles starting out with PayPal holding your funds for 21 days or until the item has been at the recipient's or the customer's house for like 3 days or something like that. So there is stuff that can happen like that. Just be, mindful.
Be aware.
Yeah, be aware that it could hold your money up for a little bit. But it's the benefit of having those, like I said, millions of customers that are shopping on these sites already.
Mm-hmm.
That's way more than the downside of, waiting a little bit to get your money.
And also, don't be afraid to shop around, meaning figure out where you can sell your item for the most money.
Yeah. So if you have a bunk bed set, literally you probably could sell that on Amazon, but if you want to ship that, you're probably crazy.
Yeah,
right?
A little bit.
So you don't want, just to give you an idea, me and locally, like most stuff we do on business, or at least on Amazon, is fulfilled by Amazon. They ship it. You know why? Because they got a killer deal with UPS or the shipping companies that they can ship a giant item for cheap, or an oversized item for cheap. We cannot, to ship something small, even using something like a FedEx, the cheaper one, I forgot what it's called, or anything like that. It's still it could cost $20, $30 to ship an item that's probably size of a shoebox, right? Mm-hmm. So you just got to keep that in mind. Just a helpful tip. What I try to do is, me and Talia never try to sell anything online that we fulfill that's bigger than something we put into a flat rate envelope, which is usually like a 12 by 9 size. So either, a padded flat rate or another, or just a regular flat rate envelope. The boxes are very small for the small ones. And as soon as you get to a larger size, like a laptop size, they get very expensive, like $12 minimum. So just make sure that you have these around the house. You can get them for free, literally through the USPostalService.com website. And you can get a bunch of them shipped to your house, figure out what items fit in there before you list them on these different websites. That way you're not blindsided when you say, wow, I sold it for $50 and shipping was $87. Like literally, that's a big, big problem when it comes to this stuff. And hopefully we're going to talk about that, I'm assuming, in the future podcasts about different ideas of different things we sold and the avenues we sold them in, just to give you an idea. But I guess that leads us to the third, way of selling is local, right? So just to give a couple ideas of where places you can sell locally is obviously on the Facebook Marketplace, right? You can set it to a certain distance of where you want to sell to. That's a very new and growing, fast-paced place to sell on, which is very similar to like a Craigslist, right? It's just like it, except it's on Facebook. Craigslist being another one. Local Facebook yard sale and what they call it?
Reselling, trash treasure pages, anything like that, where you can join the group and then you can list your items there for the group to see. You can include all the information anybody could ever want about where to pick it up, cost, condition, all of that stuff. Detailed pictures. That way you're not wasting a bunch of time answering a bunch of pictures. Now, I will say this. Some people just don't read. They see the picture, they want the item, so they start emailing you or asking you a bunch of questions. I always refer them back to the post so that they can do the research themselves, but just depends on, how much work you're willing to put in once you go that route.
Yeah, but just Google, like going on Facebook and looking up your location, like us as Bath, Maine, yard sale site. Or where we used to live in Claremont, Florida, Claremont yard sale. I mean, literally you'll find tons of different places with, big groups, 20, 30,000 people that are all local to you that, would be your perfect customer for your items. And
you also have a couple of apps that you can download too.
Oh, yeah.
So then you have Let Go and Offer Up, and there's a bunch of other ones too now that you can get on, where they're more for, I've seen things like bikes and some cell phones TVs. And sunglasses and shoes and TVs, things like that go on there.
Furniture.
So all you got to do is figure out how that app works, take the pictures, post the information, and then just wait to see. And it doesn't hurt anything in my mind if you list your items in multiple places.
Yeah, a lot of people ask that you write cross-posted on the bottom of each of your entries or your listings. That way people know that they are the same item on multiple different things. But as soon as you list it, I think Facebook will actually say, market sold on all of these places, right?
So what he means is if you cross-post something on Facebook on several different pages, it will, once it's sold, you mark it sold, it will mark it sold on all those listings, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so you can make one listing and you can sell it on 10 different places. So I think, that's a really good way to get cash in hand very quick. There's no waiting 2 weeks for Amazon. It's not, waiting 21 days for eBay, whatever. It's literally cash in your hand that day where you can actually go out there and make something happen.
Oh, one thing before we move on, I want to just say, make sure you're safe. If you're going to go meet people that you do not know, I fully suggest some towns have opened up meeting places where there's a camera and there's lots of traffic. But if there's not that in your area, then you just want to make sure that you're meeting them in a place that has high traffic and is well lit and maybe even has a video camera recording everything that happens so that you are safe. And I also suggest bringing a friend along. Yeah,
always be safe. I mean, that's really important. Men, if you're obviously there, you go do it instead of your wife, right? Or your girlfriend, whatever. Or if, take a friend along, like Talia said, but, be safe. Go somewhere where, like a local police station here. I think we can do it here. Or some places even have a local group where literally you can go to a church or wherever and they have a thing where it's like you set your table up for all the items you sold that week. People come to that location at a certain time and pick up, and that works. Or when me and Ty were selling a ton of stuff locally last year, we would literally set up 2 times where we said, once you commit to buying this item, meet us either Saturday at the gym, Gold's Gym, or meet us at a different place, south of that area on Sunday. Give them 2 locations. We're going to be there at 10 o'clock this day, 6 p.m. this day, whatever. But give them a location ahead of time, then they know that whatever.
And they know that if they can't get to that location, then they shouldn't even buy the product.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse than literally selling a $5 item and they want you to drive 30 minutes out of the way to sell it. Don't do it. But how about if you sold 50 items and you met everybody Saturday at the Kmart parking lot or the Walmart parking lot, big place, and say, okay, come there, and then you'll meet a few people. I'm sure they'll probably buy from you again because that's usually what happened with us. And you'll be safe. Yep. And you'll go out there and make $500 instead of selling, one thing of nothing and make $5. So yeah. The last thing we'll talk about really quick is odd jobs, talents, overtime, part-time job, whatever you can do that's in your control immediately to make extra money. Like for me, for our story was I literally worked overtime, and we said whatever money I made overtime, anything above my regular 40-hour paycheck, we would invest, which was like $500. So we invested $500 over 4 weeks to make our first $2,000 of inventory purchases for our Amazon business.
But yeah, just so you can have an idea of what we mean, odd jobs, mowing grass. I mean, nothing is below you. When you're a business owner, you do what you need to do to make that money. So cutting grass for your neighbors, if you live in a snowy area, plowing for your neighbors and getting them to pay you. Some older women might want a woman to come to their house and help them clean up because they can't do it anymore. So as long as, it's something you're comfortable with,
babysitting a couple kids.
Babysitting, yes. If you have a talent, maybe you play an instrument. Maybe you can go start playing at a local bar or club.
Or teach some kids how to do the same thing.
Or teach. Or you can tutor after school. There's all kinds of things that you can do with the talents you currently have that you can put into work and make money for yourself.
And while you're doing this, believe it or not, this will get your entrepreneurial juices churning, right? It'll get you learning different, or get you thinking about different things that, man, I'm pretty dang on good at that. Or, man, maybe that's the company. Maybe I can do a course on how to make, what are they called? Advanced banjo, for seniors. Whatever. It's just weird stuff like that. But this is the things that sell, guys. I mean, this really gets you ideas of, this is good, but I can make it better. And, man, I'm really good at this. And how can I sell that? And how can I sell myself? Or how could I, show people how to do what I do? And that's a really good way to make money. So literally, this might be the thing that actually shows you what you actually want to do when it comes to starting your own business.
Exactly. So in doing all of these things to make that extra money, just be careful that you don't spend the extra money because you can get so excited and just say, oh, well, this is just what I'm going to do.
And $300.
Yeah. And now you're going to spend it. Well, no, you don't want to do that. You want to save that money because it's extra. And you want to use it to fund whatever you decide that business is going to be. And you don't want to go into that without a plan.
Yeah, make sure you have a plan. Make sure you have goals set. And that's actually our next episode is going to be about doing goal setting. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. And we'll hit on a lot of different things there. It's going to be about how we can actually help you when it comes to long-term goal setting, short-term, things like that. If you have a goal in mind of what you're trying to do, it's going to be so much easier not to spend that money on junk that you don't need after you just sold all the junk that you have.
Yeah. So we want to hear from you. We want to hear what your small victories are, what your big victories are. We'd love to even highlight you in our show. So be sure to send us whatever success you've had on facebook.com/MIB podcast or submit it to info@themibpodcast.com.
Yeah, every start is a good beginning. That's really what it is. Do not despise small beginnings. Go out there, make something happen, and you're going to be so excited that you said, I started this company. It's debt-free. It's mine. I'm out here, conquering the world, doing what I love doing. So we really can't wait to hear from you guys again. Love you. We hope you guys have a great week. And episode 5 is going to be on goal setting.
All right. Good luck treasure hunting.
Take care.
Peace out.